I'm April, joined by my amazing co-hosts, Lily and Chrissy. Whether you're a seasoned off-roader or just getting started, this is the place for you. Today, we've got an exciting episode. We're talking about the Apex Adventure Series at Wolf Caves, breaking down Chrissy's Jeep build, diving into our favorite Jeep mods, and of course, having a lot of fun. Plus, we're sharing some encouraging advice for beginners and highlighting the amazing women making waves in the off-road community. So let's get started. Hey, ladies, how are y'all?
Good. How are you?
Good. So before we jump in, it's time to bring the tea. How have y'all been this week? Seriously.
It's been good. I mean, it was like Valentine's weekend this weekend, I think. Yeah, like
I think I missed that.
I get into the point where I used to care about it, but I don't care about it anymore. And it's like, what should I do? If it sounds nice to just stay home, right? And
Yes,
just
yes.
But we had snow here. We have
Oh,
like a 2 days of
I didn't know
snow,
that.
and the roads here froze. The roads were freezing, and I don't know. Like the day the snow, we decided to go out. Go get some stuff from the gas station. And from that trip, it took us all day to get back. Like we got back out of the house around like 2, and we didn't come back into like 1 in the morning because everybody, I don't know why, they decided to skip the highway, and they started taking the back roads, and there was like semi trailers stuck. They couldn't go up the hills. It got really really bad. Like it was insane. And then people here in Washington, even though it rains a lot, they're not used to like the ice, I guess, driving in the ice. And also they don't put salt here on the roads here in
Oh,
Washington State, so they don't melt the road like that. So it was an interesting weekend for that. It was fun. I had fun. It was like snow wheeling.
that sounds fun. That's nice. I worked
They
on the
don't do that
podcast
in
here and the
Texas
YouTube,
either.
but yeah, Chrissy, you guys don't get much snow, right?
We don't, but I'll tell you the few times we've gotten it too. Texas also does not ice or sand the roads ahead of it. So it's like nobody drives. I'm from Virginia originally, so I'm used to traveling in the snow
Right?
if you have to. But in Virginia
Yeah.
they treat the roads ahead of it. But here, no. I think we had a pretty significant snow here for us anyway, about 4 years ago. And I mean, it was that nobody left. Stores were closed for 3 or 4 days. Nobody could go anywhere. It was wild. It was
Wow.
like wild.
Yeah. Well, we don't get much snow here in South Carolina either. So when it snows, schools close down.
Yeah.
The wind can blow wrong here and the schools close down. So,
Well, true. True.
but well, sounds like everyone had a pretty good weekend. And yeah, I completely forgot it was Valentine's.
So
So
darling. I'm not a
I guess I need to
Valentine's
do
girl.
Valentine's better next year. Lily, how about you kick things off with some encouragement for all our ladies hitting the trails?
Well, girls, as you girls know, we are here to support you anyway. And then we always encourage you, if you want to get started here on the trails, go ahead and do it. There's the only way for you to get started is like just take a day and it's like, okay, I'm gonna do it today. The best advice I can give you is to try to contact your local off-road clubs, people, like, get in contact with people from your area, and because it's important for you to always have other people to help you. You cannot go by yourself. You always have to go with somebody else in case something happens, especially if you don't have experience on it. But the most important thing is to get started. Don't be afraid of doing it. Everybody start somewhere. Don't be afraid to ask questions either. And just remember, we are here to answer all your questions. And also, I don't know, like, we could even put you in contact with some of the local people from the area if we know anybody. So
That's a great idea. Yeah.
yeah.
And just getting on the trails and practicing builds confidence. The more seat time you have, the more skills you feel like you can, obtain, so to speak. But yeah, I think that's all great advice.
Yeah, it gets to the point where you start doing naturally. Some of the stuff that
Yes.
you were scared of doing, like you learn it and you start doing naturally. So it
Right.
gets easier.
Just figuring out where your tires are is the big
Yeah.
thing to start. Speaking of building confidence, let's talk about a big event that was all about pushing limits and having fun this weekend, I guess on Valentine's weekend. So you did have some big Valentine's Day plans.
Technically, I
Chrissy.
guess so. It's like when I put the schedule together for this year, it did not even dawn on me that it was Valentine's weekend when I picked Saturday the 15th. Because I'm not like, none of us are doing Valentine's, so it just didn't even register to me. However, we did have cupcakes and stuff for everybody that
Aw,
morning when they came. So we did hand out some sweet treats along with our driver's bags and stuff. So
that's
we
nice.
did. We had a full roster for Wolf Caves, our first stop on the Apex Adventure series. Man, the feedback's been phenomenal. We
Oh, I
all
bet.
had the best day. There were no major breaks. I had one little hiccup going down the trails. We had gotten out to go back and look at someone else. I hopped back in my Jeep. I'm overheating. I'm spewing water. I'm like, what the? Like, what in the heck? So I pulled the Jeep. I'm like, I'm overheating, guys. So we pulled the Jeep over. Ended up just being, I think it was the heater coil hose. The clamp had come loose. So we tightened that back up, filled the radiator back up, and I didn't have any more problems the rest of the day. But I mean, my co-hosts for this one were just phenomenal. Like, I could not have asked for a better team to have this stop with. They were amazing.
That's
It's
awesome.
very important to choose the people you will with too,
Yeah.
because if something happens on the trails, it's like who is gonna be there to help you, and also understanding like if somebody breaks, everybody stays there to help. Like you
Yeah.
are guys gather together, everybody has to help. If it happened to one, it
Yeah.
can happen to another. So it's like super important to choose your team.
It is. And I was really thankful too because Reggie, Obsessed Deep Girl, and her husband Ryan and their friend Chris, I think it's Redbeard 4x4. They Chris and Ryan got the Jeep off to the side so everyone else could just keep going. Like I'm like, I'll catch up with you guys. Let us figure it out. Like it's so great to have good mechanics on the trails with you because I wouldn't have known like at all what in the world, but having those guys, I mean, they saw what was happening immediately, quick fix, back in the lineup with everyone else, and we were going. But like Micah and Amanda, Wheeling with Patty and Walker Texas Wrangler, they mapped out the whole trail for the day.
Oh, nice.
So like we knew exactly where we were going, what obstacles we were going to face. We did all the stuff that pushed everyone's limits a little bit, and then we ended the day at a place that had like a really gnarly line, a medium line, and much like more of a bypass. So everyone could try whichever level they thought they were more comfortable doing.
Oh, that's nice.
So it was just really great to be back on the trails again with people who like to get out there and wheel for the same reasons we do. Like it was all about the camaraderie, the memories, the pushing your limits, pushing your rig, learning what you're made of and what your rig's made of.
Yes.
It was just intoxicating. It ignited my passion all over again because I've wheeled since Trail Hero. I've just kind of been home chilling, recovering. My season's long and it's a lot of travel. So I was just kind of like, ooh. But man, Saturday, I just want to keep going now. I'm so excited for the season to be going. Like I'm just
When's your next one?
That would be April 5th, I believe, Calico, California.
Okay.
So
wow.
we'll go from there to EJS. Yeah.
Nice.
That'll be a lot of fun. Yeah, and wow, that's a big haul.
It is. It's a big haul from Texas to California too. I've never been that far in that like south. Yeah. I've been to Washington with Lily, but I've never been to the California area. So and I shipped my Jeep when we went for Washington with Lily and I flew in. So this is the furthest that we would have hauled in April. Yeah.
Wow.
How many hours are you gonna do? Do you know?
Ooh.
I feel like we looked it up and I feel like it's 22, 23 maybe. So time-wise, we've hauled that long hourly, but we've never hauled that far west.
Yes.
So,
okay, yeah, makes sense.
It's going to be
that's exciting.
That is exciting. And I guess kind of, it's the Apex Adventure series. And for those that might not know exactly what Apex is, you want to give us a kind of a little rundown on the company itself?
We make extreme duty steering for Broncos, trucks, Jeeps, and Toyota.
Okay.
We do, yeah, we have an option for 1 ton, which is for people that are probably going to be like 35-inch tires and lower. Not going to be building, not going to be really doing anything extreme trail wise. And then we have the 2.5-ton steering for anyone
Got
that
it.
wants to run the higher tires. Yes, you go, and and it's a lot
Important.
easier too. I mean, I've landed that steering on boulders and watched it do a complete rainbow shape, and I'd go over it and
Wow.
go right back to where it was. Like I've got gashes from the boulders, but my steering, like I could drive it right off the trails and on the road and without a problem. Like it's insane.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and just say that's one of the favorite mods, even though I know we have that section coming up. But that's a favorite mod for everyone if you have that.
I have to
Most
agree.
certainly.
I have to agree. I didn't realize what a difference good steering would make for you until I got good steering. I had
Yes.
no idea.
Oh yeah, I had the death wobble until I had that steering.
Yep.
And so I'm very thankful for Apex currently.
I had a bump steer really bad. Yeah, until I got Apex and I was, oh, so
Yes.
that's what it's like. Okay.
Right? Oh, it's
No
supposed to not jump you all around.
Exactly.
I struggle with the dead wobble for I don't know, like like a couple years I think, and actually that's when we got the 1 ton axles, and we thought that was going to fix it, but it didn't because every time you get a dead wobble, something else breaks in your Jeep. Because when the dead wobble happens, it's like like moves your Jeep so violently that it breaks other stuff. So like if it keeps going and going, it's gonna keep breaking stuff. So it got to the point where we have to replace completely the whole suspension, everything, because like we didn't know what was causing it anymore. So finally got to a point where we didn't have it anymore. But yeah, it's like for those that have it out there, yeah, it needs to be fixed right away, or it's gonna continue breaking stuff on your Jeep.
Right.
Yes.
Very
Absolutely.
true. Good steering is extremely important.
Very.
Even just for your daily driver. So let's say you get off the trails and then you're just driving to, the mall, right?
Yes.
You don't want to be shaking all the way to the mall, which I'll have to
No.
say that has happened prior to having Apex on my Jeep.
Yes, it was crazy. I'll never forget. So the Apex got put on my Jeep when it was in Atlanta for the engine conversion. And we literally flew in and drove the Jeep back from Atlanta. And that was the first time I had experienced the steering.
Right.
And it was, Todd and I just kept looking at each other like the whole way home. We're like, I can't believe this is how good this is. This is not even right. It drove so terrible before we took it in there. I mean, I was so used to bump steer issues and all of that. Nothing. The whole way home from Atlanta to Texas, we were just in awe the whole time. It was wild.
Wow.
Awesome.
Well, and I guess, you want to talk about your build?
For sure. So it is an 08 JKU Rubicon. It was actually maroon in color when I bought it.
Really?
Yes. It's actually, there's some places like underneath the padding on the roll bar, if you take that off, you can still see the original maroon paint. It's kind of funny, actually, to me. And some places on my inner fender wells where my tires have rubbed, some places you can see a little touch of the maroon paint coming back through. But I think it came originally with 37-inch tires. It was just your basic Rubicon build, really. And I think I had it maybe a year and a half, and I was like, probably on my 18th midlife crisis at the time. And I want to paint it black and I want to go with the black and red scheme because I think too, I'm so weird about what goes with what. And I just wasn't finding a vibe with maroon that I liked. So I'm just going to go with black. And honestly, my favorite color is blue. How I went with red is beyond me, but here we are. So I'm just, all right, so we're going to go with this and we're going to go with this. And then one day, Todd surprised me and came home and had put 40-inch tires on it because he knew how much I really wanted 40-inch tires. And at this point, I wasn't rock crawling. I'm like really stupid to a lot of it and very naive. This was like 10 years ago, honestly, when all of this started happening. So we were like, oh, well, the tires are rubbing really bad. And so we just threw a 2-inch body lift on there. Never do that. Never do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, you want to try to be as close to the ground as possible when you
Yeah.
are off-roading.
So
Yes.
I was mudding a lot at the time. So the body lift was fine. It wasn't affecting anything because I wasn't rock crawling, right? Never do the mud again either. I ended up blowing my engine, shortly after all of that. And I started rock crawling. I take that back. I did start rock crawling about 4 to 4.5 years ago. I started doing that more, and I fought my anxiety a lot through it, but we're getting there and stuff. And I still did some mud, but I think it was just years and years and years of it. The engine just went. When they took the engine apart, there was mud in, I think it was the intake valve. It was a whole thing. So she now has an LT1 engine conversion done by Juicy Motorsports. She's on 43-inch Mickey Thompson Baja Pro XSs. We've got the Rock Crawler Adventure X coilover long arm suspension system. Let me think. PRP Enduro Crawl Elite seats. PSC Hydro Assist, and of course my Apex 2.5-ton steering. I've got a F250 axle in the front and a shaved 14 bolt in the rear. So we have done the ton swap, but I did go the junkyard route because cost-wise, it just made more sense for me at that
That was
point.
the old way to do
Wow.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody did before.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So that's basically where we're at now. I don't know if
Wow.
there's anything else really to
I
add
mean,
to it.
that's an amazing build. So
It is.
what more
That's
can
like
you really ask for?
I mean, I can't
when I
ask
first
for it.
started. When I first started, it was like the build that inspired me to build mine.
Yes.
I was always inspired by Chrissy, and I always thought that was an amazing build. And I mean,
Top
I didn't know
notch.
much, but I have always been inspired by Chrissy's Jeep, and I'm sure a lot of people have been
Most
inspired
definitely.
by her Jeep as well. And
Love it all.
you don't build it from night to day. It's like something that takes years and years. How many years have it take you to get to this point,
10.
Chrissy?
We're
10
10
years.
years
Yeah.
into this build, 100%. And 90% of it I have done on my own. I'm not, I appreciate the companies that have sent me some stuff to work on, and if I got a discount here or there, but I take a lot of pride in knowing that I built my Jeep. I built my rig. Like
Same.
I don't owe anybody anything. Like, yes, I've worked with some things, but I paid for my suspension. I paid for my
Right.
tires, and, I put money into my axles and my seats and my engine conversion I paid for. I think a lot of people have the misconception out there that, I'm influencing or, I get all this stuff for free, and I don't. This is my passion, and I wanted to do this, not because I can get something for free or I can get clout. I wanted to do it because it's what I love to do. So I don't expect someone else to pay for my passion,
Yes.
And I
What
think
do you
for all
think?
of us,
Oh, yeah.
we have built slowly and just not, hey, flam bam, it's all on there, it's done. It's
Yeah.
been, I mean, Lily, I think maybe you and I probably started around the same time, maybe 5 years ago
Yeah.
at
That sounds
least.
about right. Yeah.
And just slowly building and
So yeah.
building. And I'm not
So the
even
way that
close
I
to being
started,
done, you know?
I had Jeeps through maybe I don't know the last 8 years, and but I didn't build my first Jeep. So it was completely stuck. I left it stuck like that for 3 years, and after that, the next one because I remember driving through Moa, and seeing all the Jeeps up in the
Yeah.
hill, and I wanted to go there, but I didn't know they seemed really built up Jeeps. So that's when I started to be like, okay, I need to put bigger tires on it, do changes. And the second Jeep I got after that, that's what I did a little bit more to it, and then after that I turned that in and got another one. and that I feel that really kind of slowed me a lot on the process of building. But at the same time, I didn't know what I wanted. I wasn't sure. I didn't know much about the rock community. It wasn't until I got into Instagram that I started to build more. And I guess like the biggest build that it has done is been the Gladiator. But yeah, like it's been like since I started doing the Gladiator, it's been around 4 years kind of. Three, but before the Gladiator had another one. I was featuring other Jeeps on Instagram as well, where they only had like 33s and a bumper on, and I thought it was super cool, which it is.
Yeah,
But I thought
it
that
is.
was filled up. But you don't know everything you need.
That's so true.
Yeah.
It's
Chrissy, I
definitely a
have a
learning
question.
process. Yes.
Yes, I have a question, Chrissy. Do you right now? Do you have uh? I forgot. Do you have a roll cage on your Jeep? I don't remember if I seen it.
I don't actually.
Okay.
It's something that I know that I need to be putting aside for, but honestly, the axle stung quite a bit, so I'm just kind of I'm done for a hot minute. It's
Yes. Do you think that's the next step that you want to take on your build?
probably. I think probably either that or which, cost wise, it's not even close to the same. But I probably would look at half doors at some point too, just because
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
able to see easier, like with my
Yes.
tire
Right.
plate, because I have no depth perception, y'all. I'm a train wreck out there. You have no idea. My husband is
Same.
not in the passenger seat with me. Something bad is going to happen. And so, I mean, God bless Reggie. I ran her over almost twice now. Like, it's
Oh no.
just not good. It's help
That's
me a
crazy. The
little.
half doors they do help a lot though. Like
Yeah.
here in Washington, some people think that they have the tube doors. The tube doors they seen them as the Angry Grill version of the half doors because they feel like they have no purpose. The tube doors because they don't really protect you. But the half doors they have a purpose where they still protect you and you are still able to see like where
Yeah.
you're going. Kind of like if you
Makes
had
sense.
no doors on.
Right.
Yeah.
Although I
I
do
mean,
have tube
I have
doors.
tube doors too. I just don't run them anymore because I mean, I have the branding on my Jeep too. So, like, I rarely even just take my doors off because, that I
Yeah.
like to be able to feel my AC. I can't be out here in the heat like that or the cold. Like, no, I like to have temperature
Oh.
control in my cab. That's a
Of
problem.
course, yeah.
100%.
Good to know. So we do have a couple of questions from Instagram for you, Chrissy. So the
Nice.
first one is, what's been your favorite upgrade so far, and what's something you wouldn't do again?
Oh, I think I answered that already, but I'll reiterate
Yes.
it. I mean, I don't know. Can I pick? Obviously, my steering, y'all. Obviously, my axles, because I feel I can test limits a little bit more. My engine, obviously. I
Oh
would
yeah.
check out PSC though, because I literally physically could not turn my steering wheel on my own in four-wheel low until I got PSD hydro assist. I really couldn't. I had to have
Really?
help turning my steering wheel. You should have seen me. I'm hanging on my steering wheel in the driver's seat, trying to get it to turn before I got that. Like, that is also a major game changer. So I'd say that's probably one of my favorites. And my least favorite, I will say it till the day I die, do not ever put a body lift on there. I got stuck with mine because they piped like everything has been done on my Jeep with the body lift in place. So in order to take the body lift off, we'd have to move all the engine mounts and
Oh,
everything else. So now I'm just stuck with it. So don't do body lifts. Don't
don't
be
do a
like
body
me. Don't
lift.
do stupid stuff. Educate yourselves, please.
So the
Yeah.
next question is, what is your next mod?
Hmm.
Any thoughts on that?
I mean, maybe the roll cage or maybe the half doors. I don't really know beyond that. I really am. I know they always say it's never done. I mean, I really
Right.
am pretty happy with my build, guys. Like, I look at it, she performs amazing. Like, I
She
have
does. Yeah.
no complaints with her. I really don't. I'm so grateful for where we're at right now. And I mean, like, even out there when the 43s were a game changer too, because it's like wheeling on a cloud. When I come
Yeah.
down off stuff, like, it's just like sitting on a pancake. It's just amazing. Amazing.
Wow. I need to ride with you, Chrissy. I want to feel your rig.
Yes, come ride with me. I love that. Are you kidding? I love that.
That would be awesome.
I would.
I don't
So
think I
this,
ever been riding with you, Chrissy.
oh,
Yeah,
can you
I
imagine the
never had
three
the
of us
pleasure.
together? We need to figure that out
we
sometime.
got to. We really do.
Yes, absolutely. That would be a riot in itself.
I can't
Well,
disagree at all. It'd be great.
yes. Well, I guess this is just a great example of how all builds are so unique and different, and no two are the same. So that's what makes off-roading to me such a cool sport, and
Definitely.
just everything that you can do and make it your own. So that's just really cool and unique. Well, that brings us to Rock Warrior Rash.
Oh boy.
So, Rock Warrior Rash is a fancy name for Would You Rather for me. So, and Chris, you answered one of these already, and I wanted to say something, but I didn't. Okay. So, the first one is Would you rather will in the freezing cold with no doors or in the extreme heat with no AC?
I am from the desert, so I'm used to the heat. And yeah, that's what my genetics, my body's used to, and I can't take the cold. I can't.
I
So
think they both sound like a different level of hell for me, if I'm being honest. But I guess maybe the heat, probably the heat.
as far as I
Yeah.
have shade on.
Yes, yes.
I would go with the heat too. I don't want to be in the freezing cold and
No,
the wind whipping. That's all I can think about.
no,
So
same.
I'll choose the heat as well. Okay, so the next one is maybe my worst nightmare. There's no good scenario.
Oh no.
Although none of these are good scenario.
Oh no.
So, would you rather spend a whole week overlanding with no shower,
Oh,
or a weekend on an extreme rock trail with no food?
Oh,
I do
no
the
shower.
overlanding. I
Yeah,
feel like I already
No
did it.
shower?
I already did it when I did the Rubicon. It
yeah,
wasn't a whole week, but it was a lot of
right.
days. I didn't get to shower. I mean, I jumped on the lake. No, I didn't even jump on the lake. Maybe I just put my legs on it because the water was cold. But yeah,
Oh,
I'm
I
gonna go
done that
with that
first.
yeah,
too. Yeah. I'm
yeah,
going with overlanding and no shower. I gotta eat. I'm gonna get hangry and
Yeah,
someone's gonna get hurt.
yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
Somebody's gonna get hurt.
I like a shower and I like to eat, but if I have to
Yeah,
choose, then I'm gonna definitely go with the food because yeah, it's not gonna be pretty if I'm not eating. But
damn.
I really do appreciate a shower as well. So, but I get what you're saying, Lily, with the cold weather. When I did the Artemis rally, the option one of the nights was in the cold stream. Yeah,
Oh no.
yeah, it didn't happen. It didn't happen. It was
No.
freezing. So, all right.
Yeah.
The third question. Would you rather have to recover 5 vehicles in one trip or be the one who keeps getting stuck?
Oh no. Recover.
Recover.
Most definitely recover. So,
That's
funny
what.
story. When we went to Beasley Knob, we spent, and I kid you not, we left at 8 at least in the morning, and we didn't get back in probably, well, it was after dark. So it was 8 after dark. I know we spent 12 hours on one trail, literally winching up the entire trail. So the guys were super exhausted, but it had rained and it was slick. And literally, Jeeps were winched to each other, to trees. It was crazy. And the amount of miles they went in 12 hours was nothing. It was insane. So, but anyways, yeah, I don't want to be the one that keeps getting stuck.
No.
No, that was actually one of my fears when I started off-roading here in Washington, because most of the people here in Washington, they're like hardcore off-roaders.
Yes.
And the first time I went off-roading with them, I felt like I needed to prove myself. So it was one of my biggest fears. I don't want to be the one that slows them down. I don't
Right.
want to be the one that breaks and they need to help.
Damn.
But it's part.
Yeah.
You don't have to be afraid of it. Like, it's part of the game. It's part of like the community. If something
Right.
happens and the crew knows that you're new on it, they gonna help you. But unfortunately, there's people out there that
Yeah.
they're probably get mad.
Yes.
Real good people. I tell you, like the first
Yes.
time I'd ever done sand dunes was at Sand Hollow at Trail Hero this past year. I was out there with Easy Blade. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, like I've never done it before. I don't love going fast, okay? But you have to
Yeah.
go fast or else you bog down in the sand dunes. So it's my very
Yeah.
first time and I'm following the Easy Blade people and I come up to the ridge and I kind of let off because I can't see where I'm going. I don't know what's on
Right.
the other side. And I just bogged down. I'm not even gonna lie. I started crying. I'm like, I'm not cut out for this.
Oh my.
The sand dunes are not my thing. I want to go home. I was like, I was a whole ass panic attack. It was not okay. Because I was embarrassed too. And I'm the only one out here not like that just bogged down in the sand dune. I felt so embarrassed. But yeah, and then they made me feel like they're honey, we do it too. It's fun. They made sure it was like totally okay, but it is you like get nervous. I think it makes it a little bit worse,
Right.
and you don't want to be the one that's fucking up everybody else's good time.
Yes.
But that,
Well,
yeah,
I
some people
completely
think
get that.
some people think that the sand dunes are easy, but you can flip really easy in there if you're not careful. So it's scary. It is scary, and then there's like it's a different practice that you have to have experience on it as well.
yeah,
So Chris, I mean,
Yeah.
there's always something new. And the people that you go with the trails, they have to be understanding, and you're learning constantly.
I
Yeah.
agree.
And I mean, the different mud, rocks, snow, sand dunes, just all the different wheeling techniques you need. And again, it's that seat experience.
Yes,
And
Yeah.
what region of the country are you in, as far as
that matters.
it does matter. It definitely matters. And I did kind of wonder about that, with the Apex trips that you guys do.
It
You're
matters.
experiencing so much different terrain. So that definitely crossed my mind. And I thought, wow, you really have to kind of know your stuff for sure.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
I'm
jack of
still
all
being educated.
trades, so to speak.
Yeah, I'm still being educated. That's for sure. The sand dunes were a new experience all in itself.
Right? Okay, so favorite mod. If you could pick only one mod for your Jeep, what's your absolute favorite?
Me? Am I answering that?
Anybody, all of us, all of us.
Okay. I was like, yes, Chrissy. Chrissy is responding.
Chrissy, you go.
You go.
All right. Well, I mean, I feel I can't even ever say anything because of who and where I work, honestly. So I'm just going to go with my sound system, okay?
Yeah, well, we covered
Nobody's
covered
feelings
Apex
get
already.
hurt.
That's why I said, let's just go ahead and say we love the Apex.
Yeah.
That's but what sound system do you have?
I've got DS18. I've got the
Okay.
sound bar. I've got the 12s underneath my back seat.
Love it.
I've got a stealth box in the rear. And I mean, honestly, those are just like, that's my therapy days where I just get in the Jeep and ride and listen to music. And sometimes that's just like soul cleansing. Soul.
That's
It's
awesome.
important. Yeah.
So, like, my favorite mood, like, I don't know, like, so my most expensive mood, they were my axles, and that was one of the first things that I did with my glider. They were around $20,000. So to me, I feel proud of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel really proud of it.
I'd say that one
The
too, Lily.
the fusion axles too. But even though that's something, okay, I'm done with that. I'm done with that.
Yeah.
Like everything else, like should come fairly easy. Believe it or not, it sounds ridiculous, but my favorite mood are my freedom panels because a company reached out to me a long time ago and they actually cut holes on them, and then they have the clear freedom panel. And it's not the whole thing that you have like in some Jeeps, because I can use take it out or leave it there, and I actually don't feel like I need to take my freedom panels off. And I don't know. To me, I love it, especially here in Washington because it rains a lot. So there's always like I still get enough light even though it's cloudy.
Yeah.
And that's my favorite move. Every time I switch Jeeps, I bring them with me because I'm taking this one. I really like my freedom panels.
I love that.
Very cool. Those are great mods for sure. I have the DS18 as well in the JL, but then I have Rockford Fosgate in the Gladiator. So yeah, they're both good.
Yeah.
They're both
They
really
are. I'm
good.
a Rockford Fosgate girly too, because again, I'm not
Yes.
sponsored. I'm not sponsored by DS18. I bought all of that too, so I can also say I'm also a rock. I actually
Yeah.
had Rockford Fosgate 12s, but I did blow them. I'll be honest. So then I
Oh
switched to the
no, you got
DS18s. Yeah, I did. I had them both.
it pumped up too loud.
Yep, pretty much.
Chrissy be jamming on the trails.
Always, always.
And I'm just gonna be simple and go with my tires. But how simple are tires? I mean, that's like the base of your Jeep. And that was the first pretty much mod besides a bullet antenna that I put on the Jeep. But the tires, that was it. You know, I had to go up from the basic 33s and now I have 37 Mickey Thompson Baja Boss. So,
I
yeah,
have
I'm
always
just,
wanted.
those
I
are
have always
important.
wanted to have Mickey Thompson since I first
Yeah.
started, but I never did. When I beginning, the first time I was looking at tires that I didn't know anything when I was choosing the mood of the Gladiator when I had it was an overlanding Gladiator. I don't know why I got I think they were Yoklahoma tires, and the reason why I got those is because they look aggressive, but I didn't really know anything about tires. I just thought this one look good. Those look good. They were super big. I think they were like a 15. They were 40s. And they were really wide, and they did really bad for because when I first got the tires, I didn't have tons on. They were like stock axles, so that's why I started having a lot of problems. But I have always wanted Mickey Thompsons, and I have never got to them yet.
I
And I'm
like my
not sure
Mickeys.
if I'm gonna get them eventually either, just because it's, I don't know, they're not my priority right now.
Yeah.
But they would be
Tires,
nice,
there's other
right?
things going on, and I don't know. It's yeah, I have always a
Eventually.
love for Mickey Thompson.
So, Mickey Thompson, if you're
Same.
listening,
Yes, I
Yeah.
was the same way though. I had been like I've loved Mickey Thompson since high school, and it's like you'll probably never, ever, ever get me out of them. I don't care what's
I love
better
them.
out there. For me, it's just like it's a brand that I've looked up to almost my entire life. So I will probably never run anything but my Mickeys. Yeah, I
Yeah,
can.
For
I like
some
the Mickeys.
people, it's about the brand and what represents
Yes.
for you, and then how the brand and they take care of their customers and they take care of the people. For some people, it's just about that. Like, so.
Well, I
That you hit the
actually
nail
get
on the head. Yes. Yeah.
yes. And I actually get my tires through this shop in Jersey, Dodona Enterprises. You guys have probably seen them around Instagram at some point, but they do a lot of really great builds. But I've ordered my tires through Jimmy at Dodona every single time
Okay.
I've seen them. I was sponsored by Mickey Thompson. I did get a set from them. But I don't know, like I don't know what happened with their ambassador program. I just didn't hear back one day, but I don't care because again, if I'm going to need tires, I'm going to buy them.
Gonna get
I'm
the
okay
tires.
doing
Yeah.
that. So
Yes.
yeah, when I bought my 43. So if you guys need, someone to order your tires through, holler at your girl because I love working with Dodona for my tire needs 100%.
Good to know. Good to
That's awesome.
know
Yeah.
for sure. And Lily, I like what you said about, it not just picking something, but it's all about the company and how they treat their people
Yeah.
and how they love on them. For me, that's like one of the most important things.
Yes.
I the things that I run on my Jeep are special, and not that it's just how amazing the part works, but also how they treat their people and just take care of you and all of that. So super, super important for me. So I'm glad you hit on that. But that brings us to our next section. We have a special, special spotlight. And we hope to have her on a show soon. But Lily, how about you tell us about our special off-road warrior?
Okay, so we're gonna do a shout out for Audrey. Okay, correct me, girls, right now because I always say people's names wrong, and I know Audrey for a really long time, but since the first time I pronounced her name wrong, she didn't correct me, and she kept letting me. So please, girls, correct me for the public so they know who I'm talking about. That Belgian girl.
That Belgian girl, Audrey.
Yep. Okay. So, okay. I only have good things to say about Audrey. I met her last year at Jeep Beach. Last year at Jeep Beach was like super quick event for me. I wasn't planning on going, but I was in a time in my life that I feel like okay, I needed to go and do something for myself, and it was my first time also at GB. She's like, okay, if I don't go right now, I feel like I'm never gonna go. So I made a decision last minute to go, and then she was nice enough because to let me stay with her because I didn't plan it ahead. I was like, okay, I'm going, and she was nice enough to let me stay with her the whole time, and she was also driving me around, and the it was, she's such a easy person to get along with the whole time talking to her. Sometimes there's awkwardness when people are around, and by her everything was really easy, really smooth. So I was really happy to be able to get to know her too. Adru, she is she was a veteran of the military. She served for
Yes.
7 years.
Oh.
She used to live, yeah, she used to live in Hawaii, and that's where she started off-roading. She had jeeps, since like 2010, I think. Kind of like me, she wasn't off-roading. She just had jeeps, and then she started when she was in Hawaii. And she recently moved here to the mainland. That's how Hawaiians call it.
The
and
mainland. I like
and that's
it.
when she started to get more into the off-road community. When she was in Hawaii, she started doing some like groups, to interact with people, and she was helping other people and females kind of get confident off-roading. And then here she's doing the same thing. She just started two Facebook groups.
Yes.
I think one is Jeeps and Hava, and she's the president of it. So she's organizing some things.
That's
She
awesome.
also,
Right?
yeah, she's out there. She's
She's
out there
busy.
doing some stuff with the Jeep community, and I'm proud of her. I'm really proud of her because when she started doing it, she came out to me with some questions, and I appreciate when people comes to you and you give advice. They actually follow it.
Follow it.
A
Yes, so
novel
they don't make
concept.
you waste your time.
Yes.
A novel
So
concept.
yes, so she actually was volunteering for Jeep Jamboree in Uwari last year,
Oh,
and she was what they call like a helper angel, something like that. I can't remember, but she was helping preparing sandwiches. She was helping moving tables and chairs for everybody out there and cleaning after everybody.
Aw.
So if you guys saw her there or know her, she was out there helping as a volunteer. And I think right now they give her the opportunity to be a trail leader or Jeep Jamboree for 2027. It's
So
a
excited for
long
that
wait.
for her.
Yes,
that's
but
That's
yeah,
awesome.
that's
really
awesome.
cool. I participated in Jeep Jamboree a couple of years ago. It's just getting on the trails and did a few things with Midland, but it's a great program. So anyone, especially that's new to off-roading, I would highly recommend participating in Jeep Jamboree. They kind of walk you through the trails. It's great training. They walk you through recovery. So I think a lot of Jeep Jamboree. Great program, and super excited to see Audrey participating in that. So I might have to ask if I can go make some sandwiches. Check her out.
Right?
Check them out. Yeah.
I love it. Well, that kind of brings us to the end of our episode. I mean, we have covered so much. First of all, thank you, Chrissy, for sharing the Apex Adventure Series, and your build. We
My
have
pleasure.
definitely we've covered so much. You took us on a whirlwind through all of it. So super appreciate you and that.
Well, thank
And
y'all.
then yes, you're welcome. And from the Apex Adventure Series, the Jeep build, solid beginner advice, and our community feature, Audrey. But on our next episode, we're going to have Kayla Williams join us, Miss Sarge. Most of you probably know her as. And she is going to talk about all things Lone Star Throwdown.
Yeah.
Chrissy, you want to hit on that for just a quick, brief minute? Because I know you're doing that with her, right?
I am, yes. So we are.
Exciting.
It is. It's actually going to be my first time at Lone Star Throwdown. It's wild, y'all, because literally this show is 10 minutes from my house. Every year it's 10. I've never been, though. So it's
Really?
I know. I don't know. It's just, I've just never been. So it's
I'm
going
moving
to
to
be
Texas. That's it.
I know. It's going to be my first time, though. I'm going to be there with Renegade, and Renegade has been kind enough to let us represent Apex as well. So I will be there with Renegade and Kayla and everyone else. I think Lacey Blair, of course, and yep. There you go. I got all mine
A
too.
renegade.
Back here. Yeah.
A little spray.
I know I haven't done my thing yet. All the new stuff. I got to get them. But yeah, so we'll. I think we load in Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday are show days. So if you guys are in Texas and you hear this bit before this weekend, then come out and find us at the Renegade booth. I'm super excited to learn the ropes for this event, and get to hang out with Kayla, new mom again. I get to play auntie.
Aww.
So I'm excited. Aww. It's going to be a good time, I think.
Super exciting.
Raising a new off-road kid, like baby.
Yes. I can't wait to see what she dresses her in.
Oh, I have no idea.
I'm always looking to see what she's dressed her in. She's always so cute. Well, so Kayla next time. But yeah, super exciting. I cannot wait to hear about you guys this weekend. That's going to be really fun and exciting. But so Lily, you want to drive us home?
Let's go. So if you guys enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your off-road crew. Also, you can also find our podcast channels, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. We love to hear from you. And if you have a topic, question, a future episode, send it our way. We want to make this podcast as fun and useful as possible for you. And a special thank you to Chrissy for sharing with us about her rig and all her experience. And April?
Thank y'all. Until next time, keep those tires dirty and that spirit adventurous, and we'll see you on the trails.
Awesome. Bye.